Nah, if I became a millionaire, I'd probably dip down to being 100,000-aire pretty quickly. Bad job. You want to be 100-aire? Well, we'll have 2 of those because the first place prize for Kusog7ande, in addition to Steam games, in addition to Neil Breen's Cade, whenever that movie is released, soon. Yeah, first place gets $500. Second place gets a lovely $250, and that comes out of my bank account. So all of the subs help. Happy Kusog7ande, Bookworm. Well, I'm not going to sit around and do nothing because Crappy has the strut. Go ahead and strut your way over to the... Did you not do it, Crappy? Crappy? Crappy, why are you not doing it? Do the transition. Crappy? Did I break OBS? Oh my gosh. What if I jump over to something else? To a completely not correct place and then pop back? Maybe that'll work. Crappy, I don't care if you're on strike. You're my special K. Tasty. Maybe I'll eat Crappy, huh? Okay, I moved over there. Crappy didn't do Crappy's thing. Let's go back. Are you going to do it, or do I have to kick your butt? There you go, my boyfriend. Well, the players were presented with 3 choices of GMs. Apparently, Crappy didn't care because he wanted no part of this. But, you know, they were presented with 3 GMs. If they chose the same person, that's who they got. And if they chose different people, then they ended up with the GM that neither of them chose. And thus, the GM unleashed all of the potential wrath that they had. So please welcome on in the 3 GMs for today. GM Iron, GM Tag and Dragon. It's been a hot minute since we've had him, and I love that he's back. NPC lives. We also have Iron GM, more like belongs in the trash. Oh, how sad, but you know, you can't help but love Liz Star. And finally, Iron GM, shut up, I'm making my video games. Cornen chose that, and I made a video game. It is me, Brosensha. Yeah. Well, guess what, players? Our first player decided to opt to choose me because they love me. And our second GM also, not GM, our second player chose me as well, which means that I got to choose a video game today. And I talked to the players. I was like, they chose me out of love. I love Mifa's uwu face. Clade's being a frog, Crappy just dancing. I specifically told the players because you collaboratively chose me, I will be giving one of the games that I truly and dearly love. Dearly. That one. Oh my gosh, Tristan is here. Hello there, Tristan.
Hello. I'm surprised to once again have been chosen GM, especially since I didn't enter this one.
It's not you, it's me. You did not choose. No.
It's not me?
It's not you, Crappy. Tell us the truth. It's me. See? I told you.
If it's not me, how do I know what the game is?
Whoa, are you psychic? What abilities did you gain from the last match, Tristan? I mean, you were a little powerful yesterday, I gotta be honest.
These things happen. Sometimes I go a little bit too far for myself.
I mean, considering that you put in a script to track the game, I mean, sure, you did it a few years ago, but you brought it back. I just love how much I've grown, like, as a person, because I hated Bubble Trouble back the first time I saw it, and seeing it yesterday, I was like, why did I hate it so much? It's kind of fun.
I still think from just the rote standard of having control over whether you win or lose and that being an engaging and fun prospect, Bubble Trouble might be the worst game I've given out in Kusog7ande, but it's got its upsides.
Mm-hmm. Well, I need you to channel your powers and reach into my brain and tell us what game we've got. Tell me what I'm thinking, Tristan.
I don't know if I can say that on stream.
Ah, crap. Well, Now I'm thinking that. Okay.
All right. Let's see here. I'm getting a picture.
Okay.
The magpie? Wait, no. It's not a magpie.
No, pay
It's something
attention.
else.
Or, yeah, maybe don't pay inattention. Don't be inattention? I think that's the phrase.
Don't be inattention, yes.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a zone. It's shaped like an area.
An area.
And there's a lot of herding going on here.
Oh no, the herding zone.
Yes, I do believe it is the herding zone.
Yeah.
Which means the
Nightbot gets
game must be Samurai Ghost.
Yeah! Samurai Ghost, indeed. We have 1 hour for the players to try to make as much progress as they can in Samurai Ghost. Whoever does takes the victory today, and whoever doesn't still gets to play Samurai Ghost. So that's really cool. Honestly,
yeah, everybody
I love
wins.
this game. I know Flannel Cat did speedruns of this game. She and I sort of have... I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if we have, like, the same type of taste when it comes to video games, but we at least share a lot of the same love for the bad. And Samurai Ghost was easily one of my favorites. I went through a full list, though, of games that I potentially wanted to give out. And, yeah, this was, like, going through my list of games a second time to see it. I haven't been able to find anything that they haven't seen or played. Let's go ahead and take a second look. So this was a second look through my loved games list. And honestly, it's always going to be loved. That's just how it is. Samurai Ghost. Have you met a samurai?
I can't say that I have, no.
Same. Whoa.
I've met a ghost.
I don't believe in ghosts. I gotta be honest. Sorry, ghosts aren't real. I have, even though I think that I've technically performed at least one exorcism of sorts, maybe. I don't believe in ghosts, so... I've lived a weird life, Tristan. I've at least, like... Did I exorcise anyone? I think that, like, I at least was like, if there is a demon in you, then hopefully this does the trick, you know? Just gotta get rid of him.
If there is a demon in you, maybe it should come out and...
Yeah, it's like, well, you know, like, you're kind of a cool person, and you just occasionally, like, do dumb things, and you're, like, feeling really crappy right now, so let's go ahead. Just a cure-all, you know, that's the best type of miracle that you can perform. The cure-all, just standard, get rid of all the status effects, give them a little extra health. Great miracle to perform, if you can do it. Yeah. With that said, I have at least done that. But I'm no longer religious anymore, and I don't believe in ghosts or being possessed, but I do believe in Samurai Ghost being a game on the TurboGrafx. And thank goodness I believe in it, because it's true.
I'm trying to decide if the box art is more angry Ronald McDonald or more angry Richard Simmons.
I mean, considering that I did try to give out a game featuring Ronald McDonald, either one of those could be appropriate. My mother loved Richard Simmons when I was young. She would always do Sweatin' to the Oldies. Which, honestly, was a pretty good video cassette to exercise to. Like, Richard Simmons is hilarious. Every time that he appeared on, who was it, David Letterman? It was like the best show of the year. And he appeared multiple times. Richard Simmons on David Letterman, best times. And if you've never seen it, I'm going to have to go and find some clips because it's just absolutely over the top. Bro, well, I see a samurai. I think I saw a ghost. I definitely saw a sword.
Yeah, this is certainly a video game.
Yeah, thank you everybody who has resubscribed as well. I know that I haven't been reading everyone's names, but I love you all, and I am super happy that we can give out some relatively big prizes in the speedrunning community because we don't have too many places that do that. I mean, I'm all for charity and stuff, but I'm also for, like, people being able to eat. Food is good, and being able to, like, give a couple prizes, you know, they're not huge, but they're something.
How many people claim the Neil Breen movies?
You'd be surprised compared to the other movies. A decent number of people do. I still owe Polk Kitsune. Polk, if you're watching, I know. It's just, do you know how hard it is to go through Neil Breen's webpage to order the movies?
I recall the last time I actually competed, I want a copy of Troll 2, and I'm just like, I don't want this.
Why? It's one of the best worst movies. Tristan, I'm within driving distance to go see the locations where it was filmed. It's so good.
Well, that's neat then.
Yeah. The troll, you know, the Troll 2 queen, the evil lady, she follows me on Twitter and I follow her. It's great.
You're moving up in the world. You're becoming a bit of a celebrity now, huh? Networking with the big, big people.
Her son was making a video game as well, and unfortunately it doesn't look like it got, like, there was a Kickstarter, it didn't get funded, but I was like, I'm gonna fund I'm putting a whole bunch of money in here because I want to see what you come up with, and I really hope one day he finishes something because, heck, I finished a project, quote-unquote finished. Okay, we're gonna be doing the countdown. Everybody get all of your best samurai / ghost emotes and spam those, please. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that Neil Breen movies cost a lot more than other movies because he prints them on his own DVDs and then writes with Sharpie. And then it's an order from Destroy Yorimoto's soul, never forget. Okay, we won't. Spam all of your demons, people, and frogs, maybe. I want to see lots of emotes because we are starting right now. But yeah, like, his movies are really expensive compared to everything else, and more people redeem them, so I'm just happy I get to share the love of Neil Breen, and all of your subs make it possible, everybody. Subs and, like, PayPal tips and stuff. Hey, first boss is dead. That was easy.
There are definitely things happening. I will say I know very little about this game. I played through a short bit of it. I've seen people play through it. The main thing I'm aware of is you don't just swing the sword, you control, like, where exactly you're pointing it, and a swing is like doing an arc on the D-pad to actually swing downward.
It's a little bit difficult to get used to, I would agree for sure. However, you know, I'll go ahead and say another one of the games that I tried to give out today. I don't feel like it's bad for me to spoil this. I tried to give out Ernest Evans because I was like, I just love the janky movement in that. And unfortunately, one of the players had beaten at least the first level, so I'm like, dang it. But this is like Ernest Evans in samurai form.
Yeah. There is one thing, if I recall correctly, there are multiple exits in some of the stages, aren't there?
There are. It does get a little non-linear. Okay, I'm doing one last check just to make sure I have both of the players in the correct location, and I believe I do. Yes. I'm always worried about that, Tristan. I think for the last 4 or 5 years, I've never had the wrong player in a location, but I still worry about it every day.
Yeah, I've thought about that. We do have the benefit of you're cropping the streams so only the gameplay video is visible, but most people have extra stuff in the gutter of the stream so that you can at least tell at a glance who is who.
Yeah, Mifa is absolutely dressed up in, I think, is that a Pokemon hoodie? I think it's pretty cool. Just so everybody knows what I'm talking about, Mifa probably might not want me to show this, but too bad. Here's Mifa right there, just sort of rocking this hoodie here. Look at that. Yeah. I'm just showing secrets behind the scenes footage, everybody. Mifa rocks. I absolutely love whenever I get the chance to talk to her. She's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clade's going through this the volcanic zone. Honestly, I fully expect players to struggle in some of the zones because, like, the game teaches you the basics, go to the right, whack things with your sword, but then later levels really require you to get good. Like, quite literally, you gotta get good to play this game well. And Clade's on to the first boss, which can be a wall if you don't quite figure out the sword quick enough. Can be a skeleton, too. I love me a good skeleton. Hey, skeletons in video games, if you're watching this stream, you can use a screenshot from this because it's a good skeleton.
Yeah, I have someone who hangs out in my stream. Every time a skeleton shows up, they ask me to, like, hover, like, wait and let them take a screenshot because they have what they describe as a skeleton friend who they like showing pictures of video game skeletons to. I mean, I think it's neat.
I am strangely a fan of skeletons. Like, I've got crystal skulls on my desk that one of the people in Kusog7ande made for me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love the crystal skulls. Thank you. And they've come and played for Don't Make Us Bored. Let's begin! I love her laugh. She's cute.
Mifa seems to be being chased by a wall of fire.
Yeah,
definitely.
This lava flow will kill you. And the annoying spider that Mifa was dealing with is really the big wall that people have to figure out. The easiest way to kill it, though, is with a down stab. If you jump and aim your sword just right, you can actually sort of pull a Link 2, Zelda 2 down stab thingy. And it does a lot of damage and wipes it out. With that said, it looks like Mifa is moving on to this guy. Do a little jig. Yeah.
So as far as the non-linearity goes, did you tell the racers they can jump over the gate and sometimes get a second gate?
The manual says that. I didn't tell them much. I gave them the manual, though, and they were like, I miss manuals like this. I'm like, yeah, I know. Tunic is, like, the only recent game that has, like, made the manual super important. And Tunic's really good. I still haven't beaten it. I need to do that. How a pity you are.
Without going into too much about it, I learned the other day that people are still finding stuff in that.
Yeah. Justin got really into Tunic and, like, has a whole notebook dedicated to it, taking notes, and he got me a notebook as well so that I can play that. And
yeah, it's the best way to do it. It's unspoiled and then trying to puzzle everything out yourself or with some other people who haven't seen the answers yet.
Yeah, Mifa got the bonus stage. There's this deity that just throws a whole bunch of balls at you. It's really cool. It's a good deity. All of these collectibles, by the way, are important, and I believe because I have the manual, I can read what they do.
Yeah, it looks like we've got, on the HUD, we've got a sword, a crystal ball, and a Magatama.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure what any of those do.
I love that people are asking what's more mind-bending, Tunic or the La Milanas. I would say that, like, Tunic, you almost don't have to do any of the mind-bending stuff to quote-unquote beat it. So La Milana, definitely. La Milana is like...
they're different kinds of inscrutable, in my opinion.
Yeah, Tunic is like, if you like Zelda-esque, very difficult games, then you're probably going to be able to get through it. La Milana, if you like absolutely being angry for 3 hours just to solve one puzzle, then that's the game for you. And it forces you to do that. It's a game that like holds no punches when it comes to being obtuse. But that said, I still haven't beaten La Milana either. I've gotten really far, but I haven't done it.
Okay, so the thing I thought was a crystal ball was a mirror, apparently.
Gotcha. By the way, it does look like Mifa is onto a fun little level. I don't recognize this level. I don't really know how far they are. Is this hurting zone? Which zone is this? It looks like it hurts.
I did not see. I do know that eventually, after you do enough zones, like, you will just burn down a section of the country on the world map.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. Okay, maybe we'll see the title here. Mifa, where are you? Fine,
Nope.
Whatever. It might still be, because some of the zones have multiple levels. The volcanic zone, for example, it says the flames swirl in fiery mountain Providence. The attacks continue. Lava streams flow fast. Fires rage underfoot. Beyond the roaring inferno towers the figure of a giant demon, which I believe is it's a big stompy thing. So yeah, they're both in the volcanic zone. They just haven't made it to the boss yet. Yeah, do you want to know the story of the game, Tristan? I can share with you.
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, Samurai Ghost. Notwithstanding the physical demise in the year 1199, the soul of the great and evil shogun Yoritomo survived death and hastened to the underworld to muster forces among the legions of the dead. The Eternal One sorely feared the outcome.
Look at this chunk.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay. I like him. He spins his arms, and then he kind of gets stompy. He's a good boy. The Eternal One sorely feared the outcome and bade Andaba, the hag who ferries souls across the Styx, to raise from the dead the champion of the Heiki clan, Yoritomo's archenemy, Kagekiyo. This is actually a sequel to a game. I don't remember what game that was. I will probably look that up again. But yeah, I
think it's Kinseiden is what this is a sequel to. Because when you shared the box art of this, I couldn't tell at a glance if it was Samurai Ghost or Kinseiden.
Okay. Let me take a look. I'm sure I can confirm relatively quickly. Okay. It is a sequel to the Japan-only Genpei Tomaden.
Ah, okay.
So not quite, but yeah, there you go. Which actually, that game in general, you're this teeny little samurai, but there are occasional
Mifa
levels
has
where
taken
you're
out
big.
the first continent, world, like landmass.
Yeah, don't be at attention. That part of the world was overrated. It's time
Hurting
for
Zone.
Hurting Zone, everybody. It's the best zone ever. The manual calls it the Zone of Fate, but this is the Hurting Zone. A desert hell? A poison hell? The choice must be made at this fork in the Dark Side Trail. Whichever Kagekiyo goes for, a brutal struggle awaits him. At the point where the two hells meet, he is to encounter Yoshitsune, a master swordsman of terrifying speed and skill. So, the enemy before that was just a giant demon. So Mifa is doing really well. Clade's still trying to get through Volcanic Zone, which honestly, this stupid little skull spider is the reason a lot of people die in this game. But Clade's managed to kill the first one and does not know there's a second one coming up in just a little bit.
To be fair, this is not how skulls are supposed to work, and I'm pretty sure anyone would have a problem handling this upon first sight.
Oh, come on. I'm pretty sure I saw that in Toy Story.
A skull with like 4 legs sticking out of it?
I'm relatively sure, yeah. I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched Toy Story, but Sid, he was an evil genius, let me tell you. Just taping toys together to make toy hybrids. That's what life is all about. Oh,
Baby doll head with legs sticking out of it. Okay.
Chat is clarifying that it was a baby doll head, not a skull. People are saying Sid wasn't evil, he was just creative. No, absolutely evil. He has a skull on his shirt. That's how you can tell.
Cleats has reached the end. I don't believe that's, oh, how pity you are.
How a pity you are indeed.
Do you get infinite continues in this?
You know, I thought there were infinite continues, but there might not be. Well then, they're gonna have to deal with that. So let me go ahead and check. I know that points will give you extra life. There are gold pieces. With money, there are some items that you can collect. However, if you have no money, you can't get certain items. I don't know exactly how that works. Collect power items to increase your stash of money. Without money, you can't get certain items. The candles are your health. You can actually get health upgrades up to a maximum of 10. But you have to collect weapons. Probably some of the orb drops that happen throughout. I love this music so much. This is a good tune. And then there are various collectible items. So let me see. Does the manual say what happens when you die? There's sword stuff, direction key. At game over, Andaba appears and asks you if you want to continue. If the answer is yes, press the direction key, then hit the run button. You continue from the place where the last game ended. So even if it says rest 0, that's just how many lives you have left. That's not how many continues you have. I think Clades was just like, maybe I missed some stuff that would make this level easier. If one of them asks, I will go ahead and let them know.
Is this bro being nice? I thought this was bro running out of games and then having to just pick something out of his backlog.
This is me being nice. I love this game. What are you talking about? This is me genuinely being nice. Mifa, by the way, is in the poison zone. This is one of the 2 zones that you can go to if you die at the beginning of the hurting zone, which is not if you die. You get to choose either the poison zone or was it the desert zone? Honestly, desert's probably better than pools of poison. Probably. A desert hell and a poison hell. Yes, this is poison hell. So, you were talking, by the way, about all of the different moves that you can do. If you hold up, you keep your sword above your head. If you hold up and then push button 2, it will go chop, which is pretty awesome. If you crouch and then attack, you do a crouch stab. There's also parry. By holding down button 2, you remain in the on guard position, and this protects you from one, but only one attacking move. So you can always essentially be prepared to not get hurt by anything. As long as you keep in the parry position, you will not take damage from a single attack. And you can just enter the parry position really quickly again in order to just keep not taking damage. Now, Mifa is having to deal with the poison. However, there are certain things that you can collect, various orbs. I believe the green orbs keep you from getting poisoned. If you do not have those and you touch the poison or a frog or one of the mushrooms, I believe, the frogs drop mushrooms, that will hurt you very quickly and you will die.
Yeah, I was about to ask. The frogs are all dropping mushrooms, and I'm pretty sure those are not not edible mushrooms. They're the other kind of mushroom.
Yeah, if you
no,
saw
no, not
Mifa,
that kind. The other kind of mushroom.
The other kind, yeah.
Yeah, the kind that you don't want to have anything to do with.
Yeah, if you find them in the grocery store, you can sue them. Yeah, Mifa
Speaking
is
of
just
which-
collecting all of the mushrooms. I don't think she's quite put... Oh, there we go. Mifa jumping
There we go,
over the
yeah.
mushrooms. That's what you got to do. By the way, some of the bosses that you encounter in this game, you technically do not have to beat. As long as you make it to the end gate, then you finish the level. Mifa doing that right there.
Yeah, discovering that. That will be useful information for later.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing, though, is that I think you have to beat the boss in order to get to the bonus screen, which may give you enough items to get through some of these nightmarish places, like these pools of poison that Mifa is dealing with. Again, there's a lot of benefit and risk when it comes to bonus areas in games. Sometimes you want to skip them, but sometimes they'll give you extra lives, and extra lives can help you get through nightmarish areas that you never would have gotten through without them. Okay, Clade's onto the lava flow. Now remember, everybody, Mifa is only really one full stage area ahead of Clade's. And Clades is really learning how to play this game now. I think that we're going to see some progress here pretty soon. The purple hands are evil, as Clade said in Discord, and the skulls with the Barbie legs also pretty evil.
The wall of lava following you, also evil.
I think that wall of lava is insta-kill, so yeah, you do not want to get bumped back into it. It's either insta-kill or just deals a lot of damage. Mifa onto the boss of the second area. This is Yoshitsune, who is kind of a nightmare to deal with, especially if you haven't learned how to parry yet. But as long as you learn the pattern, which is basically stab and then throw a bunch of daggers, it's a good pattern.
I would lead with the dagger throwing first, personally, but that's just me.
Just throw daggers the entire time, like, seriously? If you have infinite daggers, why aren't you just throwing them all the time? Clade's on to the first mini-boss again. The mini-bosses you do not have to kill, but there are advantages to killing them.
So, during that fight on Mifa's side, I was noticing there's no parallax in the background. The background is fairly static.
Yeah.
And the camera swings back and forth as you turn right and left, and the ground has no parallax either, like in the foreground. So it creates this very disorienting effect as you move around on the screen.
Oh! I love that chat was like, this is bro being nice. Everybody, you should play this game. This game rocks. It's unironically amazing. And meanwhile, Xandra is like, it's only been 17 minutes. That was a few minutes ago. What do you mean only been 17 minutes? Oh, here we get the music. This is the best music.
I think the worst thing this game has going for it is just it controls very strangely.
If you're watching
Which, you know, is a
the
lot.
stream on Discord, you can hear this beautiful music. It's so good.
Yeah. Wow, Mifa just dumpstered that boss.
Mm-hmm.
Still a long way to go.
I mean, it's true. Clades has a lot of work to do as well. Clades needs to get to the hurting zone. Like, even though this looks like the hurting zone, it's still volcano zone. Mifa currently on the ice zone. I didn't see what it was called at the beginning because I was talking.
It was called the Arctic Zone.
Ah. See,
Which makes a whole lot of sense.
the manual
kind of.
calls it Ice Province. In
So this is another game where the actual game and the manual don't agree with each other, huh?
I mean, localization, you know.
Yeah.
Clades, however, has become a Metroid. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I want to be a Metroid. Oh no! Mifa literally killed a fox? That is so...
Don't bully the multi-tailed foxes. That's not nice. Can we
Yeah,
disqualify for that?
disqualified. That's it. We're ending the stream right now.
Don't bully the foxes.
Nah. Oh, Yeah, in May, I'm going to the Furry Week in Atlanta to run Aliens, Alien 2, and they're doing the charity there is a wildlife conservation thing. It'll be, I think, pretty good and pretty fun, and I don't think there are going to be any real foxes there, but there are going to be plenty of fake ones. And I'm cool with fakers.
Etha's on to another boss.
Oh yeah, this guy, he plays music at you that has bunnies, and if you kill the bunnies, then a mushroom drops. Watch out, the bunny shapes are gonna get you. Oh, you got bunnied. Oh. I love the chaos of this game. It's so much fun. With that said, like, it's got a very distinctive feel because for, I would still call this a platformer, but past the NES era, most platformers have some vertical scrolling as well, whereas this does not. It is all go to the right. And
We've
it's
got
like
Clades on the flailing armor.
I love the flailing armor. He's so cute. But yeah, it's very rare that, like, you get a platformer past the NES era that is mostly just flat go to the right, but that still has a wide variety of things to do. And there's just so much variety in this game with levels, with areas, with enemies, with various gimmicks like the wind gimmick that Mifa has right here, the poison stuff, like every level feels very different. And I feel like this was a pretty ambitious game that, you know, has some flaws, but is still...
So we got Clades on the hurting zone now.
Hurting zone!
Yeah. It is a... There are a small number of games that are side-scrolling only on the TurboGrafx. The main other one I think of is China Warrior, and that has no variety whatsoever.
Yeah, China Warrior is like... sort of the epitome of, at least they made a game, and at least it's complete. There's some good things about it, like at least the bosses you have to sort of develop different strategies for, but it's pretty boring comparatively. This has so much. Clades, I believe, is going to the poison. It's not the poison zone, the poison thingy.
The poison heck.
Poison hell! That's right, we're in poison hell, everybody.
And hell.
Mifa had the spinning sword upgrade, which is pretty great. I love it.
I was trying to figure out what was going on there. That looked like a way I would sword fight. Just pick up the sword and spin it in circles, and if someone runs into me, that's their fault.
It's Metroid strats, but with sword. Well, anyways, the various pickups that you're going to see, the green jewels that drop, it says they're moss green. They protect against harm from poison for a fixed number of times. There's blue, the sacred mirror, which protects against harm from lightning for a fixed number of times. There's also shockwave drop. A shockwave comes out of the sword to attack for a fixed number of times. So, like, if you use all of the attacks really quickly, you'll run out. That's something, there are a lot of games that have timed upgrades where you only have them for a certain number of times. This is a certain number of attacks, so if you get really reckless and just keep attacking, then you may run out of those special attacks really quickly. Mifa, though, getting a taste of this jumping boss. Look at her go! Whee!
Yeah, that was kind of brutal. That boss in particular just has a pattern of waiting for you to approach and then jumping over you and attacking you from behind.
I just
Clades
love
is
it.
restarting the hurting zone.
That's understandable. Clades is like, I could do with some iframes. And I'm like, yeah. Like, you technically do have iframes, but considering that you have knockback during the entire set of iframes, it just doesn't feel great. But you actually do have a stance that you can enter in order to parry. but I gave them the manual. It was their responsibility to check and see and experiment with the different controls. And I don't think either player has really used the parry that much, where it's actually extremely helpful. Like, sorry, health refills are not all that common in this game, so learning how to use that, something you should be doing.
Mifa did figure out that if you time a vertical slash correctly, you can just chop this attack from the boss out of the air, but it's incredibly fiddly, and it looks like there's multiple projectiles that's part of the attack, so I don't think parrying would help a whole lot here.
Here, you're probably right that a parry wouldn't help. In
other places, though.
Other places, yeah. But again, that's something for the players to learn. Clade's back into Poison Hell! Heck! Poison Hell heck. I love the raven with the sword. Okay, that's like extremely cute. Considering
so
how...
Mifa
oh, go ahead.
Moves on to, I guess, what would be Area 4.
I believe so. Mifa has a huge lead. Clades may be able to start catching up. You are fine. Oh, baby. She's got a crush on me. I like Grandma. Okay, the Kamikaze Zone. For better or for worse, that is the title of the zone, and that's what we're sticking to. Yeah, so let me see what the description of this area is. Deep in the heart of the mountains, where there is no sign of human life, the evil enemies are lurking. Ghostly ninja pounce without a sound. Beasts with fangs bearing prowl and await. Fangs bear... Okay, let me try to read the sentence again. Beasts with fangs bearing prowl and await their moment to strike. That is certainly a garden path sentence if I've ever seen one. Those are sentences that make you feel like you're saying them wrong, but it's just because it sets up, like, it makes you think that something is like a noun or a verb, but it's actually a different part of speech.
What are words, anyway?
Well, if Tempestral barges in here again, I guess we'll find out, huh? Gotta throw the shade up here. But yeah, ghostly ninja pounce without a sound. Beasts with fangs bearing prowl and await their moment to strike. So bearing is an adjective modifying the word before, but it sounds like it's going to modify something after, but then a verb shows up and it's like, this doesn't make sense.
Who invited that verb?
Whoever translated this manual did. And Kagekiyo approaches a decisive battle with the cunning Minamoto Lord, the strategist Kisoyoshi Inaka. How a pity you are. I just love the shade that old lady drops. The lady who basically is here instead of Karen. Karen's off talking to a manager, and she's here to take us across the River Styx. Yeah, why is it the River Styx, but we have this lady instead? I don't understand. It's got to be a busy job burying all the dead to the underworld. Maybe you just outsourced it to some lady in Japan?
Pretty sure those are just completely different, like, mythoses and belief systems.
Then how come it's still called Styx? You can't, if you're going to be using the River Styx, which is definitely not a Japanese folklore thing, then you have to assume that there is also Karen. It's just that old lady is here as well. Okay, what's her name? Andaba, the hag.
I was a little concerned for Mifa there, because she had a rough time the first time in the beginning of Kamikaze Zone, and then the second attempt through, she picked up the shockwave and just plowed through without a problem.
Gotcha. Actually, I'm looking up, and, like, the only thing that references this person is the manual for Samurai Ghost. As far as I know, Andaba was just made up by the devs. And they're like, I guess let's put a river in there, at least in the manual, okay, to make sense, you know? You can make up whatever lore you want, and it's fine. It's sort of what it's partly why I love old school video games, because, like, the lore is just there for flavor, and then you get freaking, I don't know, some games go a little bit too heavy in making the lore work, and I'm like, you know, sometimes you just want to be a samurai ghost for some reason you got stuck at the River Styx, and old lady sent you on quest to Herding Zone. I'm cool with that. What about Zadette, where everything is named Zadette? Everything. Chat, by the way, pointing out that Mipha knows how to fight the demon bulls, which is you don't fight them.
Yeah, you just jump over them. She had a couple of shockwaves left and chose to just jump over the demon bulls and save them, which was probably the right choice.
Save the
bulls.
Now
we have this jerk.
Oh yeah, these ninjas are really annoying. I like ninja that just sticks his dagger out and charges at you. Honestly, why let your fleshy body get close to the enemy when you can just have sharp metal next to them? It's a good strategy. I don't
think these ninjas are very stealthy, though.
Well, I mean, it didn't say good ninjas, it just said ninjas. It takes a village to raise a ninja, let me tell you.
Well, there is also the law of inverse ninja.
The law of inverse ninja?
Yeah.
What does that mean? For every ninja, there's a non-ninja?
It's just a thing in various, like, martial arts films and media that the more ninjas you have in one scene, the less effective they are individually.
I mean, it's absolutely true. Ninjas, like, we're supposed to be assassins. And, like, if you put 50 assassins in a room who are supposed to be stealthy, that's not going to work very well, is it? No, the best ninja is the lone ninja, okay? You don't put the lone wolf in a group of other lone wolves, because then they're all going to be stressed out. They're like, I can't do my thing, I can't do my thing, I'm a lone wolf! And then the other lone wolves are like, neither can I! Drama! It's just drama. Clades. The end. I believe Clades will have to play through the entire zone again. It is Herding Zone. But that is definitely widening the gap between Mipha and Clades. Mipha has just been doing absurdly well. This is ridiculous. But
you recall how many stages are in this game?
I mean, there's not too many. In theory, we could see a game completion, because we are currently on Kamikaze Zone. After that, we have Ambush Zone, and then the Heart of the Dark Side.
Why did they break tradition there? Like, everything is a zone until the end, and then it's not a zone anymore.
Because it's just a fight, I think.
Ah.
Yeah, you don't have to have a whole zone for one battle, or like one final boss. You can just have the heart. It's like the Heart of Darkness, but the Heart of the Dark Side. It's like they took the Heart of Darkness and put it into the Star Wars universe.
As long as it's not the Heart of the Dark Seed, because that would just go weird places.
Oh. Yeah, I'm concerned. I really like these lightning clouds, by the way. I'm a big fan. Mipha actually has some mirrors, though, so even if she does get hit, the lightning will not deal damage. You can't see how many of the mirrors you have. It's just you lose one every single time you get hurt. Same with the poison protection plan that you can get in this. Every green orb that you collect protects against one hit of poison. You don't know how many you have because guess what? There are a lot of orbs in this game. I think Clades has learned a little bit of the hold your sword in front of you to avoid a hit. I saw Clades do that at least once just now, and it actually worked.
Mipha seems to be in something of a mirror match with a boss that has more or less the same capabilities as the player character, but starts with a lot more health.
And a bigger sword. Like, look how thick that sword is. Oh, there goes Mipha. Let's see. So, at the end of Kamikaze Zone. I believe this is the Minamoto Lord, the strategist Kiso Yoshinaka. And you can see the strategy. Back off, swing your sword, kill. It's good strategy, all three of those.
I think it's a little unfair that the boss has a bodily hurt box, but you don't.
Yeah, if humans or ghosts, I don't know if this person is a human or a ghost. You're a ghost, because you died and are going to be ferried across the river. But, like, if they can hurt you and you are the same type of being, you should be able to hurt them. But considering that you're a ghost, it kind of makes sense that you might not follow exactly the same rule as whatever you're fighting.
Yeah, this might be the boss where you have to learn how to parry to get anywhere.
Yeah. Like, these wops are deadly. But, you know, the parry blocks one attack specifically, so if you are able to block a single attack, then do it. You gotta do it. Don't let them whack you with the sword. It also sort of makes sense that because you're a yokai and a ghost, you know, you're not going to be taking too much damage from everything. You can survive multiple stabs. Yeah, if you get the boss into a pattern, then it looks like you can just sort of crouch and deal with it like this. This is working great.
Yeah, this is going real well.
This is a stupidly good strat. By the way, one person who runs this game, Flannel Cat, she, I think, is the reason why I love this game so much, because she has played this tons. And I've played quite a bit of this game. It's really enjoyable to play, even if it looks janky. Everybody, I feel like this is a game that had a lot of love put into it, but it just didn't end up being the best.
Mifa's down to one hit. Is this gonna work?
It might.
This is very timing based. If Mifa misses the timing window once, she's dead. But it looks like she's
oh my gosh,
got it.
It is so close. The sun is coming back up though. Watch out. Will it melt you? Probably not. There we go. No! Boom! Well,
that was a critical tactical error on the part of the strategist.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that, strategist. Come on. Yeah, speaking about Sudoku, though, there's this Sudoku game I've been playing lately. Mythos Sudoku on Steam, and it's actually been really cool.
Alright, so here we have the ambush zone.
Ambush zone! This is the second to last zone here. I'm sorry for making light of stuff, people. I have to laugh, but you should definitely play the Sudoku game that's on Steam, I think. It's actually a Sudoku game that feels like it has some... it's somewhat original. There's some things that I don't love about it, but there are some things that I definitely love.
Mifa got a game over, but it was at the very beginning of Ambush Zone, which is a lot better than the alternative, getting a game over on the boss of the prior zone.
Yeah, we've had that happen to Clades a couple times, and I think that is really setting Clades back quite a bit. How a pity you are. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Stinky Turd, for pointing that line out. And thank you, Stinky Turd, for having the name Stinky Turd.
It looks like Clades kind of gave up on the poison zone and is trying the desert now.
Yeah, which honestly, like, the desert, I think, is a little bit easier to manage. Mifa never saw the desert, but she also got through hurting zone pretty quickly. But that's because she wasn't in attention. Don't be in attention. In attention.
Yeah.
By the way, I love this game. This is one of my favorite games on the TurboGrafx, which honestly, I haven't played a whole lot of TG16 games. I need to play more. Oh my gosh, Mifa is stressed out. Nope, not able to do it.
I had a stint where I just tried a bunch of games on the TurboGrafx, and I ended up speedrunning like 3 of them. And 2 of the 3, I'm still the only person who have ever really, well, that's not true. Flannel Cat did a run of practically every game I ran on the TurboGrafx.
Yeah. By the way, I'm taking a look at various games that other people worked on who worked on this game, and one of the people credited with sound on this game, sound and music here, actually did the music for Adventure Island 2 and 3 for the NES, Bravo Man on TurboGrafx, and Princess Tomato in the Sound Kingdom. They helped program for that, and that is, I love that game so much.
Yeah, Bravo Man. Bravo Man has only one sound.
I mean, that's fair.
You forgot just wombo comboed into the spike ground under the breakaway floor. Because apparently the ambush zone is the floor ambushing you.
Well, yeah, eventually you'll get ambushed. That's just how it goes. Clades just needs to learn how to deal with annoying boss that yells at you a whole bunch. This boss really yells a lot. Holy crap.
Yeah, I think the way to deal with an annoying boss that yells at you a bunch is unionizing and then just making the boss's life a nightmare.
Yeah. No, you CC HR whenever you have to talk to them.
HR isn't there for you.
They certainly are if... Well, they're not there for the middle management either, okay?
Fair.
Yeah. HR is not for you. It's not for the middle management. So if you can get a third party because your middle manager is the worst person alive, then heck, there is a reasonable chance they will not be a middle manager anymore.
We might actually see a completion. That's terrifying.
Yeah, I would say unions probably a fine idea, but if, like, for some reason nothing is happening in that department, I have learned the power of the CC. The end for Mifa and Clades. Clades is back to the beginning. Is this still the herding zone, or is this the next area?
The next area is the Arctic zone, so...
This doesn't look very Arctic.
Yeah, we're back in the herding zone.
Oh, poor Clades. But you know what? It's sort of... You never really know what people are going to struggle with. Mifa, I think, is just doing unusually well in this game. I usually don't see people make it this far.
Yeah, when I pick a game, and then someone does exceptionally well, it can sometimes feel kind of bad. Because how Clades is doing is about how I would expect someone in brackets to do, and then Mifa is just... I don't know.
Yeah, Mifa's like, you're just doing well. Where is Clades right now? There's worms, there's... Yeah, Tristan, I guess another reason I do CC strats, or at least used to when I worked in an office, is because I've taught persuasive writing. I know how to write. I know how to, like, I'm pretty... Like, I've taught persuasive writing, so I hope that in general I know how to handle email discussions in a way that protects me. But honestly, you know, I completely understand if people don't do that. But I will carbon your copy whenever I get the chance.
Brow waggle. Okay, so why are there storm clouds that are dropping mushrooms?
That's just what they do! Mushrooms
are those portals
everywhere.
To the mushroom zone?
I want to go to the... not that mushroom zone, they're deadly.
Yeah. Wait, which mushroom zone do you want to go to, then?
Any of the non-deadly ones, okay? Like, if I can survive mushroom zone and not get sick, then sure, let's do it. Yeah, Mifa, by the way, had a weapon upgrade, is currently out of it. I think I saw Mifa taking it a little bit slow. Yeah, those clouds just drop mushrooms on you, and, like, you can spend time trying to kill the clouds, but it's probably just best to tank the hits and keep going. That's another thing that you have to learn in Kusog7ande. When is it good to take your time, and when is it good to, rush and take damage? And in this case, because there are so many things just hurting you all the time, it's often a good idea to just rush through stuff. But not every case. Sometimes you will want to kill enemies. Clades getting the warp to the bonus area. Woo! Mifa got through that sort of nightmare zone. Not really nightmare zone, just ambush zone, but, you know.
Yeah, Ambush Zone seems to be an amalgamation of prior, individual screens from prior areas, because here's the poison hack. We had
they brought
the
poison
breakaway
back.
floor before that.
Yeah, I kind of dig that each area in this game sort of has its own specific challenge, and then they're like, let's go ahead and bring it back. Let's go ahead and do a best of.
It's good when that's done in the way of, showcasing to the player how much they've improved in handling the game mechanics.
Yeah, and I argue that this game is jank, but extremely enjoyable. The music is fun. No matter how weird the sword looks, it's a lot of fun to swing this sword. It's super goofy. It's like playing Neo, except on the turbo graphics. You know, you have to do all the poses and stuff.
So Mifa has 1 life left, I believe. There is still the potential to get through here and get a look at what it won't be the final boss, because there's one more zone that is the final boss, I think you said.
Yeah, honestly, if we see the final boss in this, that's going to be so cool. I don't know if either player will really be able to learn how to beat the final boss. It's actually pretty dang difficult, if I remember correctly.
I would imagine it's a TurboGrafx game. They tend to be a little predictable in the difficulty curve, most of them.
Yeah. Somebody in chat, by the way, is noting that one of the enemies would attack with a kanji, and the kanji specifically means wind, and it literally pushes you backwards, so, it makes sense. I love just the idea of having the word wind fly out at you and push you back. But how about wind's invisible? It makes sense.
Well, I mean,
Sort
there's
of.
the end of Rambo on the NES.
Yeah, where you can, yell at people and turn them into frogs.
Yeah, you yell the kanji for anger or something like that, and who you yell it at turns into a frog. What?
It's so good. I think I've done that in the speed. I'm not sure if my PB has that or not. It might. Rambo was such a fun game to run, though, and I got to contribute to the speedrun for that. I learned how to there was a section in the game that people used to clip through a wall, but I learned how to do that almost anywhere. And so I was like, I've contributed to the Rambo speedrun. Oh my gosh. So now there's tons of wall clipping in it. It's great.
You found a similar thing in Aliens. Is it just your thing that you find walls you can clip through?
I really like jumping at walls, Tristan. Anybody who watches me play a game for an hour or so, you'll know that I'm probably going to spend a few minutes jumping at a wall.
Fair.
That's just what I do. It's my life. And then as soon as I get bored at all, I start jumping at walls again. And then Justin yells at me.
So
An
Clates is
hour?
back
He's
on
like,
the
you
second
spend
boss.
an hour jumping at walls. Okay, maybe an hour. Yeah. Clades, the advantage here, I think Clades does have extra lives, so there is a possibility of getting through this. Technically, it's the third boss, because the first boss goes so quickly, the skeleton.
Yeah, so apparently this is the ambush zone boss on Mipha's side.
I think this is the mini boss because you should be
we've
able to
seen this
just go
before.
to the right and finish this area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure we've seen this before. That looks like a large health drop, so yeah.
Yep, and there we go, Mipha through that area, through the mini boss. Not getting the bonus zone, which can be helpful when dropping a lot of pickups, giving stuff that'll give you extra lives. Like, I think Mipha's at the boss.
Yeah, we got shaky cam.
Yeah, Mipha has this game in the bag. Like, absolutely, ugh. That's a big weapon. A glaive? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I believe that's one form of it.
Aha! By the way, in the manual, it shows this dude with a mace. Definitely a round, spiky ball at the end of the stick. How are things like this inconsistent between the manual and the game? I love it, but yeah.
Because in this era, they had very different people write and localize the manual versus the game itself. But just look at the game and you can tell that you don't have it right.
Yeah, I feel like here... Oh, maybe now it's mace time. Nope, it's just throwing balls time. And then jump and stomp. I love that attack. Just when you get too angry, jump up and down for a little while and stomp the ground and then kill Samurai
I thought
Ghost.
Mipha was going to get it, but no, unfortunately, and that is game over.
That is game over. Clades is onto Arctic Zone / the Ice Province. Yeah, I still don't think there's a chance that Clades could catch up, but if Clades, like, worked a miracle and got through these areas quickly without fighting too many enemies, Clades could possibly at least beat this zone. Chat is asking, are there unlimited continues? And indeed, there are. That's one of the kindnesses of this game. I actually really like when games are ludicrously hard, but also very forgiving in the checkpoint department. A lot of modern indie games have done that. Celeste, absolutely stellar at doing that. Ridiculously hard, but as soon as you get through one of the hardest sections, you usually have a checkpoint. Thank you. I mean, any of the precision platformers have that, and honestly, a lot of old games could could learn from these new games. I don't know why they don't. They just refuse to. I know, I'm being a nerd. I love this, though. Like, this is being a lot of fun. What is this music? Interesting. Oh, yeah, this guy. Wobble, wobble, wobble. I forgot about his... Oh, my gosh.
Look, he's fine. Don't worry about it.
Wobble, wobble, wobble. So what do you think? Is this a game that you might go and play one day? Have you played this game, actually?
I've played a very small amount of it. I don't know. I keep thinking it's one of those things I want to give a more concerted try to. But I haven't gotten around to it.
You should. It's worth it. Like, everything about this game makes me happy. Especially wobble, 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 man.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a good number of people who have played this that are in the racer pool who are glad they can't be given it, but it's charming and weird and jank, but
it's charming and perfect and jank, and it's perfect, and everybody Like, I do recommend trying this game sometime. It's one of those from the TurboGrafx that a lot of people didn't get to try, that I really think does something new that a lot of games just don't really have that chance of doing, you know? And it's just fun. It's fun.
Got about 2.5 minutes left.
We certainly do.
Blades is in Area 3 and has gotten a fairly firm grasp of how things work. It just came a little bit too late.
Yeah, not enough wabu wabu, you know?
Is this better than China Warrior? I think so. This game actually has, like, strategy and variation to it, and China Warrior is...
China Warrior kind of is fun, but it's way too generic and auto-scrolly, and I don't know. It's just a lot of meh. Whereas this is, like, this game had a lot of work put into it, and it's flawed, but at the same time, you know, they learned from their first game that having the small mode to play through is kind of boring. It's just good to have big sprite. Hey,
also,
Clades is on the boss. Clades might actually finish this zone. Look at this. Bam! Stun locking the boss. That is it. She is down. Clades destroyed it and moves on to the next zone.
That works.
Holy crap.
That absolutely works. Also, for the most part, China Warrior was just a tech demo for, hey, we can do really big sprites. Take that, Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Clade's put in a heck of a show here. This is not an easy game to figure out and just get rolling in.
Yeah. Honestly, both of them, just seeing how they've done towards the end, this has been ludicrous. This is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. TurboGrafx was known for having large sprites, and I would say that this is one of the large sprite games, but you can still actually see what you're supposed to see. I would say, like, it's an example of a game that has a lot of things that it probably shouldn't. But it works, sort of. Oh my gosh. Well, everybody, we are right at the end. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what the players have to say about their experience with this. Oh no, I stopped the timer too early. What are we gonna do?
All right, we have to do the entire match again.
Yeah, rematch, everybody. We got a rematch. Clade spinning like a frog. I love the frog spin.
Amazing frog, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Let me go ahead. I am letting the players know they should come if they wish to come and chat. I would love to talk to them. It looks like our friend Clades is here. Hello there, Clades.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. I love the spinning frog. Always makes me happy. I love that, like, your Discord icon, if you hover over it, it's just lots of Kermits. You like frogs, I take it.
Most of the time.
Most of the time you like frogs. Maybe not in this game.
There was a slight betrayal in this game.
I can't believe the frogs would betray you. How dare they? Yeah, Mifa, spoilers, I actually went and showed your camera for a second during the match because I was like, everybody needs to see this hoodie.
I love this onesie. I have an Umbreon one as well.
Oh, yeah. Or the Kigu thingy. That one.
This is a Bulbasaur.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a Bulbakizu. Okay, anyways, the Samurai Ghost. Yeah, Mifa, you did well. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do this well in this game before, and I've seen many people play Samurai Ghost. What the crap? You actually, like, there was a second where I was thinking, you might complete the game. There's no way. Clades, like, you did probably how I would expect a bracket player to do. I think you made it a little bit farther than I would have expected, actually. It's just Mifa was out of control in this match and absolutely dominated. Like, I don't understand. How did this work, Mifa? What worked for you?
Well, at the beginning of the match, you gave us a manual, so always read the manual. But when I loaded up the game to watch the demo, I saw that the sword was always above the head, so I just went that way and just kept cruising.
Oh, I see. You use the mystery tournament strats, watch the demo, and see if it does something that seems to help. And I do think that being prepped to attack is always better than having no prep at all. Although, I'm not sure either of you really used the parry too much. I think Clades pulled it out a couple times. Didn't you, Clades?
I did start using it once, especially once I realized that it still counts as a sword hit. So especially on things like the bats, I would just swing the sword early and hold it out and let the bat run into it.
Yeah, that...
On bosses, you could get a dual hit with it.
Clades, you just plowed through that boss at the end of... Which zone was it? The Arctic zone?
The one that just sort of sat there and died?
Yeah, that boss, like, bodied Mifa.
Yeah, that boss is not supposed to just sit there. You stun locked it.
Yeah, what was it? The boss that kept jumping back and forth over you, Mifa. Clades found a stun lock on that boss, and it was hilarious.
Oh, wow.
It didn't even attack.
Yeah.
It jumped over me twice, and then I beat it to death.
Yeah, that boss is actually, like, supposed to be hard. But yeah, Clades just got a beautiful stun lock.
Yeah, that was a letdown
boss.
after the waterfall boss.
Trust me, it wasn't a letdown when we watched Mifa fight. It was actually really, really difficult. Although Mifa, I think that getting to the strategist, that might have been the hardest fight so far. Until you learned a strat of, as long as you are ducking, you can usually get a hit off.
Yeah, that was different there.
That was scary to watch because you did that entire fight at one hit left.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my god, my heart was racing at the end once I beat it.
Clades, it was a really fun watch. Like, I'd recommend you go back and watch this. This was actually a lot of fun to watch. With that said, I want to know your opinions of the game because you both chose me as a GM, and I was like, I got to be the person who gives out a game that I love. What do you think about the game?
So, I think I liked it. I don't think it's a bad game, but it does belong here. It really needs some iframes. And maybe less knockback.
Yeah, it's sort of what I feel like this game tried a lot of stuff. It's just whether it was very successful in every department, I don't think so. But for a game that scrolls left to right, that doesn't have any up or down, really, it actually does a lot of stuff. And that's what surprised me. Like, there's just so much going on in the game. What about you, Mifa? Your thoughts of the game?
I thought it was a fantastic game. I think I'm going to continue playing it once we're done talking here. And this was a beautiful birthday present to me, bro. Thank you.
It's your birthday?
Yes, it is.
Happy birthday. I didn't know. Aw.
Thank you.
Yeah, Clades, don't feel bad. Mifa won on her birthday.
Yeah, we'll count that as a birthday present.
Yay, happy birthday. Yeah, with that said, I think it's Flannel Cat who did runs of this game and did a lot of runs and has really torn it apart when it comes to speedrunning. And she and I kind of have similar mindsets in some ways about games that we enjoy. This is one that I just love, and again, would you recommend the chat try it out?
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, you heard it from me. I'm not making stuff up. It's a bad game that you should absolutely play. My favorite part just might be the bonus minigame, though.
I got that once, and I was like, what the heck is this?
Clade's got it a few times. The thing is, like, it can actually be very helpful because you can get extra lives and such when you do it, but it's absolutely not required. I think that Clades would try to get it whenever possible, though.
I didn't know that it was an option until I ran into that boss that I didn't kill.
Yeah, the mini-bosses are all optional. You don't have to kill any of them. And if you do, it drops the bonus gate so that you can go and play the little bonus game and get extra stuff if you so wish. But yeah, that's pretty funny that you didn't know.
So I only killed one mini-boss then.
That's true. That is correct, Mifa.
That's great. I had no clue until that last one that there was a stage exit somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine. I actually think that, like, there are benefits and risks to doing bonus games, and I actually think, in general, it's helpful to do it. So, Clades, even though you didn't know you could skip it, I would have done what you did, knowing what I know. Just because of all the potential upgrades, all the potential extra lives which you may need on the boss, because the bosses can get a little rude.
Oh, very.
Yeah. Was there anything that was like the most frustrating part of the game for you too?
The knockback.
The frogs.
The knockback and the frogs. Yeah, Clades, you said they betrayed you, and they've got a nasty knockback as well as the mushrooms.
And they grip you if they hit you.
Oh yeah, they just grab onto your legs, and I don't know, do they do damage over time, or are they just like...
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Oh, the little skulls with the web shooters are also annoying sometimes when you just got in the wrong pattern.
Yeah,
You
those
just
are a little
grab your
bit...
feet over and over.
Especially running from the lava flow. I think Mifa got through that fairly quickly, but it took Clades a few times to get through there. I think that the biggest thing with that section is learning how to kill those skull spiders as quickly as possible. And honestly, like, this game kind of has a downstab like Zelda 2, and that for me has been the most helpful, personally. With that said, I'm so glad you got to experience this game. I'm so glad I got to give it to you two. Like, you two are really awesome people, and you chose me as a GM, and I just felt so special. So yes, everybody go play Samurai Ghost. It is one of my faves in Kusog7ande, and you should absolutely give it a shot. Well, anything else you want to say, Clades and Mifa? Actually, we'll let Clades go. Clades, first?
Nothing in particular to say, although I've been on a stint of RPGs lately, so if anyone plays turn-based RPGs, I will endorse the entire Trails series, starting with Trails in the Sky.
Okay, cool. I'm actually not very familiar with that, so that'll be really neat. What about you, Mifa?
During the weeks, I just do normal random stuff, but on weekends, I do shufflers. And my shuffler folder is up to 170 files right now, and it's just pure chaos.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of games. I know that you said you were going to add Ernest Evans in because, unfortunately, we vetoed that, but honestly, that's a game that should be in there anyway, so add it.
It's already added on top of this game as well.
Yay! That's so cool. By the way, Mifa and I were talking. I actually made something that will automatically add to a person's queue based off of people using channel points in their Twitch. So Mifa, you and I may have to discuss so that we can automate a little bit of your process, because I would love to help you out with that.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah! Well, I think I'll go ahead and let you two go. And Tristan, thank you for coming and joining me for voice. It was a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have a co-commentator who actually knows the game for the next slot. Oh, what is this? Oh no.
Yeah, I know, right? Honestly, I'm not going to say anything else. Don't worry, everybody.
Uh-huh.
You'll see what it is. But yeah, thank you all so much. I will see all three of you later. Mifa in the winner's bracket, Clades in the loser's bracket. I still think you have a lot of a chance to battle it out there, Clades. You're one of those that I'll be cheering for because you chose me. You chose me as your GM.
And I get to choose another GM, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Whereas Mifa gets to move on to the next bracket theme. What is it? As it turns out, Eurovision. It's going to be a game from Europe.
Woohoo!
Woo! All right, see you, my friends. I will see you next time. Take care.
Much love.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Goodbye.
Bye, Thursday. Also, my friend, everybody, we've got 3 more matches coming up, okay? It's a busy day. So feel free to, if you haven't gotten a drink, go ahead and grab one. Give me just a second in order to, reset my brain, and then we will go ahead and do the reveal. For now, though, thank you to everybody who has followed and subscribed. Again, we give out over $2,000 worth of prizes during Kusog7ande, and part of that definitely depends on how much Neil Breen decides to charge for Cade. But I love supporting indie filmmakers. I love supporting indie devs. I love supporting people who make bad games that are a lot of fun. I just have a lot of love for weird things. So, yeah. Well, that's what I gotta say. Oh my gosh, come on.